the Two Sicilies has liberated Rome and kept it. They haven't decided to recreate the Papal State or anything. They've just decided, yeah, Rome is ours now. Suck it. As their response to retaking it from the Socialist Republic of Italy, as that used to belong to the Papal States, which was an actual faction in game, if you aren't aware. I've never tried to play as the Papal States because, given they start out in control of literally just Latium here, that would seem to be impossible at best. I'm not even sure how one would go about accomplishing anything in such a position. You can stop there, and for some reason that sent one of my divisions into the front and not both. What the hell? Australasian Guard coup. Shocking news from the Australasian Confederation, as the Australasian Guard, a group of right-wing authoritarians who have long criticized the government for not going far enough in its suppression of syndicalism, and who lost their recent electoral bid by a fair margin, have seized control of the government, led by Field Marshal Thomas Blaney. The new government immediately promised that the Australasian Confederation would do whatever it took to stamp out syndicalism within Australasia. Bimsley also stated Australasia would dedicate itself fully to the Entente Alliance as a proud and loyal member of the British Empire. Demonstrations have already broken out across the nation, and thus Australasia faces an uncertain and likely unstable future. How unexpected. And so threat. Yeah, that sounds pretty interesting, actually. Pretty cool storytelling, I have to say. An independent Luftwaffe is done. So, what have we got next? Bombergruppen Doctrine? Yeah, that's it. One of the first results of the founding of Richthofen's Luftwaffe has been the invention of a new doctrine. This doctrine asserts that the possibilities of mass bomber warfare are exciting enough to warrant primacy over the traditional ground support. Fighters should not be used on the ground where they can be subjected to anti-air attacks, but in skies where they can escort bomber squadrons. More strategic bomber model research thingamadoodles, and 2 more divisions available. Who will be going east to help out the Baltics. And I'm going to give my military factories and... let's see. One of them can help out with infantry equipment, and the next 2 can do tanks, because we're still not quite up to par with our light tank production requirements. Although, admittedly, that's not the only thing. We need some more tactical bombers as well. I probably should deploy some of my reserve planes, but I'm waiting to do that until we get a decent quantity of them right now. go. Divisions there. More factories coming online, because those are very fast. In fact, I should probably build a few more factories, since we are getting to the point where my queue is about exhausted. Go. See more military factories available. And Union State, we are defending ourselves pretty well. How go things in Spain? Well, we've managed to establish a reasonable defensive front over here. Halt that attack. If you're being attacked, it won't help much. Back down to 3 speed, I think. And we have air doctrine stuff available. Battlefield support. Thank you. Yes, we'll be doing dive bombing now, even though I'm pretty sure a lot of people agree dive bombing is very stupid. More factories. So these can go... or this one rather can go into tanks. And we have caught a French operative trying to spy on us. Yeah. As things are right now, I suspect a socialist victory in Spain is basically inevitable. They've managed to put it off for quite a long time, and there was a point when I thought we might actually succeed in knocking out the socialists, but that did not come to pass, unfortunately. Guys, please stick together, would you? Come on.
Auf geht's! Vorwärts, Männer!
Apparently my volunteers in the Union are purely infantry. I didn't realize I hadn't sent them any motorized tanks. And Armenia has been annexed by the Ottoman Empire. Yeah, not too surprised, to be honest. Well, they had a better chance than in most other runs. Frankly, it wasn't much of one. So, that's about how I expect things to go. And the Socialist Republic of Italy has taken Rome back. God must not have been on the Two Sicilies side there. And I can't really tell. I think the Italian Federation is pushing in a little bit, but I'm not sure how much. And the Socialists were pushing down south, and are even, but looks like a pretty stiff resistance for them. Close as they are to Napoli, I don't see them breaking through anytime soon, especially given they're fighting what's basically World War I, just in 1939 and in Italy.
Befehle!
Now, looks like we lost Springfield. Let's see if I can't do something about that. And that bomber research thing is done now. More air bases. Sounds like a good idea. Advanced machine tools done. So, let's see. 1940 fighters. It's a little early, but whatever. I'll eat the cost. Go off and do that. And we'll get 3 more factories working on light tanks. Alright. Getting attacked from 2 sides over here in Spain. It's losing one of them. And just losing now. Yeah. I don't think we're gonna hold there. Pull back into Madrid. I'm gonna succeed in holding that. At this point, I think Spain is basically a wash. We're not gonna win it. But I did succeed in taking back Springfield. So that's nice. they poured in reinforcements. So, hit them there instead. Oh my god. Equipment. Let's see. More guns to East Asia. We could have done that during their colonial rebellion thing, honestly, but no, we have to do it now. God. Okay, guys. See if we get any results. We're losing the battle for Madrid, though. Badly. Very badly. Let's see. Military factories. Put them into tactical bombers. Yeah, this is not going great. We're going to lose Madrid. And at that point, I think the royalist Spanish government is basically dead. We have one division holding on there. My other one doesn't have enough organization to be able to do anything other than retreat the minute it arrives.
Zuhören! Ausrücken!
You're attacking over there, so... What if while you do that, I switch my offensive to this? See if we can't break through, evade them, and then make my way to Chicago. It'll probably fail, but it's the only thing I can think of right now. And it looks like we managed to hold Madrid. I'm quite frankly amazed by this. It looked like we were gonna lose. And the former ambassador to the United States has just died. Germany's former ambassador, that is. We're just going to hold out in Madrid for now. I don't really think there are any advances we can make, strategically speaking. No. They've pulled in some more reinforcements, so that attack is going nowhere. I might help out with this attack, though. And we build more air bases. So next, do any of this because that goes down different routes. I will now reform Mitteleuropa. Or final reforms, rather. We'll reform Mitteleuropa after. For too long people have battled over where power should lie in our great government. It is time to answer that question once and for all. It will give us 10 stability. Let's see. 3. I'll put these last 3 factories into fighter production. Probably do with some more of that, I would think. And I'm continuing to send the bulk of my troop formations to the east right now, as soon as they come in, because I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to try a reverse Schlieffen plan, where I effectively defend against France, then invade Russia and knock them out as fast as I can, rather than defend against Russia and knock out France real fast. As the French border tends to be quite heavily fortified, and it will take a very long time to break through. Hence my thought that maybe if we were to attack Russia first, the border regions will be less heavily fortified, so we might be able to make some actual progress. That's what I'm thinking here, anyways. We're breaking through over here. Being attacked by someone who doesn't like that, of course.
Angetreten.
Them to do that.
Wieder zurück.
Unsuccessful attack. I'm just going to stand here for now, let my organization cover a little. Washington is still controlled by the CSA, unfortunately, but at this point, they have been squeezed out of the Pacific and Midwest regions, essentially. This enemy of my enemy quasi-alliance with the Pacific States of America has been working wonders, it really has. There's a war goal against us by the Frenchies. Yeah, it's what I thought it was. Demand Alsace-Lorraine. God. At this point, war is inevitable, essentially. War is inevitable. King Edward survives abdication crisis. I'll get to that as soon as I help with this attack on Toledo. After the announcement by King Edward VIII of his engagement to American film star Constance Bennett, woman not only twice divorced, but currently still married to French director Henri de la Falaise, the Canadian government was thrown into a tailspin. King Edward is the nominal head of the Church of England, an institution which does not permit a divorcee to remarry, and thus the scandal of such a marriage was too much for many. And so the king's popularity in the empire has won the day. A radio plea made by the king to the public prompted a series of demonstrations which eventually encouraged the government to abandon any notion of Edward's abdication. A film stars the British Queen? Goodness. So yeah, that is one of the outcomes you can see from Edward VIII, or whatever. Yeah, that's it. That's one of the outcomes you can see from him, but not necessarily one of the most common ones. It's far more common than another thing, which had been known to happen a lot more in previous versions of the game, or the mod rather, where it was possible for, and I don't actually know if this is still a thing that can happen, but it used to be possible for the monarchy to be abolished in Canada and them to leave the Entente entirely. And the thing that would cause this is that there's an event chain, which I don't remember if we got it earlier on in this or not, because it's been a bit. But what could happen is the government of Canada, specifically the King, would declare a state of emergency during some minor war against, say, Afghanistan, or maybe, yeah, against Afghanistan, or for another example that I see a lot more. Sorry about that, was a little too far from the microphone for that to really pick up, but yeah. During a minor war against some little power, Afghanistan or Venezuela, say, they declare a state of emergency, and then some protests would start to happen, and from there, it would all just kind of escalate and escalate, escalate some more. Eventually, leading to the king being forced to abdicate. He would flee to one of the other Commonwealth nations, but they wouldn't have him. He'd flee to another, and I don't actually know what would happen if they all rejected him, but it was an interesting chain of events that could happen, and I don't remember if that is still a thing that's in the game or not.